We are getting closer and closer to the biggest party of the summer, and I thought of an idea similar to my top 30 WrestleMania matches over the past 10 years. But I'll look through some of the best and worst throughout the past 10 years from SummerSlam. And for this video, I'm focusing on the positive side. And sorry, since the first I'm counting is 2014, that leaves out 2013's, which is obviously one of the best SummerSlams of all time. I'm Duke from Duke It Out, here to give you the top 10 SummerSlam matches of the past 10 years. Before I begin, please make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more great wrestling content. Number 10, AJ Styles vs Samoa Joe, 2018. Now, a couple of years ago, I would have said Seth Rollins vs Dolph Ziggler was the best match from 2018 SummerSlam. And while it was very close, this is my favorite Styles vs Joe match from their WWE feud. And this one ends with a DQ, which is an extra compliment to the match itself. If you're a fan of the matches these two had in TNA, then seeing that chemistry mirrored for the WWE title is an amazing visual. And Joe's mic work to AJ's family is still as replayed as it is by fans for a reason. And how well both performed it made us even more accepting for a DQ ending.
Oh, Wendy!
Number 9, Brock Lesnar vs Seth Rollins, 2019. If you were bummed that their WrestleMania opener was a lot shorter, this main event made up for it. Seth brilliantly selling the beatdowns from Brock, and then Lesnar somehow outselling Rollins as the match went on. Since Seth's babyface persona heavily faded after this, he at least got an amazing main event performance before that Fiend debacle. And with many fans giving praise to Brock at SummerSlam like Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania, this performance was a prime example, and there's more to discuss. Number 8, Edge vs Seth Rollins, 2021. Weirdly enough, this is the only SummerSlam match Edge had in his return run with WWE. And if he was only going to get one, it was at least a fantastic match with an opponent who was at the top of a lot of lists for Dream Edge matches. The Brood entrance to start it off was awesome, and the chemistry exploited the best wrestling from that entire card. And they really took a lot of risks and tried to pull off some moves that we weren't as used to seeing from them. And after waiting years for an Edge vs Rollins match, this was an awesome start to their 3-match trilogy. Number 7, Cody Rhodes vs Brock Lesnar, 2023. Like I mentioned, Brock kills it at SummerSlam, even when fans aren't excited for the match. The finale to the Cody vs Brock feud didn't have the hype WWE were wanting, but their final match at SummerSlam was f***ing incredible, telling an awesome David vs Goliath story with Brock continuing to brutalize Cody, but the American Nightmare just kept taking it, and brought some amazing chemistry for the closing half that was so good it made Brock rip his pants. And as of this video, this is Brock's last professional wrestling match. And if he never returns, that ending visual with him raising Cody's hand is an oddly brilliant way for it to end. Number 6, John Cena vs Brock Lesnar, 2014. Hey, more Brock Lesnar! And not just any Brock Lesnar, but the beginning of Suplex City Brock Lesnar. This is the most famous glorified squash match of the 21st century, and how can it not be? Cena was literally Superman at this time, and the visual of John Cena getting 20% offense during the main event of SummerSlam was unbelievable at that time. But Brock just kept hitting German suplex after German suplex, and it always makes me laugh my ass off. It was a great way to have Brock be the dominant champ and somewhat redeem them having Brock end Undertaker's streak earlier that year. Number 5, Seth Rollins vs Finn Balor, 2023. It could be biased because this was the only SummerSlam I actually attended, but just being a year ago, this is one of the most underrated SummerSlam matches in recent years. Rollins and Balor telling an amazing story, having a lot of baggage from the last time they faced at SummerSlam. And it brought some amazing chemistry, intense work from both the whole time, and the rest of Judgment Day being a great addition to what would be some nail-biting near falls. And with how Damian Priest is looking walking into this year's SummerSlam, the ending visual of Rollins and Priest tells an even better story now. Number 4, Roman Reigns vs Brock Lesnar, 2022. I mentioned not many people were excited for Cody vs Brock. The hype was dropped heavily for this main event. Their Mania match that year wasn't anything special, so they figured out a way to redeem it. And somehow it was a f***ing tractor. Like, the tractor alone made everything better. From Brock standing on top of it and Roman catching his microphone, Brock dropping Roman into the ring with it to then lift half the ring up in the air with the tractor. If you say you're bored, you're a fucking liar. And all of the carnage on the outside for the third act is the best possible kind of car wreck in pro wrestling. If you wondered why WWE kept trying to shove Roman versus Brock down our throats, this last man standing match is the prime example. Too bad all of them didn't work like that though. Number 3, The New Day versus the Usos, 2017. I usually don't ever count pre-show matches, but this is the best pre-show match WWE has ever had, and nothing really comes close. The feud between the New Day and the Usos is praised as one of the best in WWE history for a reason. I mean, it's number 3 on this list from a pre-show, and it's not even the best match of their feud. Big E and Xavier Woods bringing great teamwork and individually bringing awesome spots, and the dominance that the Usos portrayed in the closing half was amazing. And if it wasn't for a certain main event, the pre-show could have stolen the entire pay-per-view. Number 2, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman versus Samoa Joe, 2017. This was a match that we had hype for, but for the moments that we only thought were imaginary. Then we actually see Braun Strowman lifting an announce table to stack it onto Brock Lesnar. Then you've got Joe being on point consistently, Roman selling the hell out of everything. It was the exact train wreck that everyone was in the mood for, and it could be argued as the best SummerSlam main event of the 21st century. And number 1, AJ Styles versus John Cena, 2016. I had talked about this match in my video talking about AJ's best matches, and if you saw that, you could have guessed this would be at the top. The chemistry with Cena and Styles was beyond fantastic in this match. To keep the same level of intensity throughout and somehow make it skyrocket by the end, with so many great near falls continuing the unpredictability. And it wasn't until this moment when Styles pinned Cena at SummerSlam that we knew his future in the WWE was going to be very, very bright. So those are my 10 favorite SummerSlam matches of the past 10 years. Please let me know your favorite matches in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, and duke out your opinions below in the comments.